But she says, I read the ayah, what it says in Surah number 24, Surah An-Nur, and it uses the word khimar, which is for, and I looked up the dictionary and it says things like a shawl or cover, so it never ever says anything about covering the head. A lot of people think that the ayah is not talking about covering the head at all. Just covering the head. There's like 9 different words, and one of them is khimar. So you have, miqna'a and mighfar, and there's all these bunch of words, and it depends on if it covers the head and if it's up to here, if it's up to here, if it's up to here. Depending on the length, each has its own kind of meaning. Hijab is actually not a word for head cover. It's actually a word for barrier. Like a wall could be a hijab. A curtain could be a hijab. So the word is khimar. The word itself includes the meaning of covering the head. It's used before. The men used to have khimar too. One of the names for their turban, if it was extra long and it went down to like almost middle of the belly, the men used to call it khimar too. And one of the things the women before Islam used to do is they used to have this bandana type thing that they would tie in the back with their ponytails, and it would go to the middle of their back. That was also called a khimar. Now the Quran says they should take their khimar and throw it in front of them. The head cover is already included in the meaning, just use it to cover the front also. Right? And it should be like a certain length. Are you familiar with the word khamr? You know what that means?
Is that alcohol?
Alcohol,
Yeah.
wine. You know why it's called khamr?
No.
Because it messes with your head. Khamara blocks your judgment. Khamara literally means to cover. And it's called khamr because it messes with your mind. It creates a block in your mind. It's almost as though your head is covered up with something when you take khamr. It's like it's part of the meaning of the word. We're not even talking about the Islamic meaning. Back in the day, some horses are funny colors. Like from the neck onwards, it's white and the rest of it's brown or something like that. They would say that horse is mutakhammir. It's like it has a khimar on. Horses don't have shawls on. It's just a length and it's covering its head and it's up to its neck and all the way down. So that's why they're calling it a khimar. Translations say draw the veils over the chest. Well, a veil could be a shawl, it could be any kind of cloth, and doesn't really include head covering, right? But the Arabic word does. And so I feel like a lot of this confusion comes because people don't pay attention enough to the original language and how a lot of translations, they oversimplify the issue. What I'd like to, at least for people to know, is, okay, here's what the word is in the Quran and here's what it means and here's how we can understand.